nowadays it's more important than ever um, to align with your purpose and to connect to your soul and to start doing what God is calling you to do. And yes, um, work should always be balanced, and it should. I don't think it should be forced. It shouldn't be made mandatory, okay, like it is now, right, in our society. In our society, you have to work, right? You have to work a certain amount of hours, you have to work a certain amount of days, and you're not getting enough rest, right? And guys, getting enough rest is all about being a human being, right? We're not human doings, right? We're human beings. That's, even the name itself implies that we're human beings. We're supposed to just be, right? And you know, I think that's important. I think it's important to have this balance and to understand that there's a season for work and there's a season for rest, right? And to just be and to watch your um, your seeds sprout and come into fruition, right? And to reap the fruit, right, from your labor, right? And so just like in nature, right, whereas you work in order to plant the seed, right, and then you water it, right, and then you watch it grow, and by having faith that it will grow and that you will um, eventually receive the fruit, you'll be able to benefit from the fruit, right? It's like this in work too, and with your creations, right? And the things that you at first work on, and then maybe you need to just be and let it happen, right? And so this process, right? This process is important to consider, right? Human beings are not supposed to be these workhorses, right? We're not robots. We have emotions, we have needs, we have different seasons, right? We also have different energy based on different days, right? And so I think it's important to take inspired action, right? But when you don't want to act and when you don't want to do, it's important to just be, right? And to, I don't know, to either wait for your, the fruits of your labor to appear, right? Or to simply relax and you know wait for another inspired moment of action, right? And so, guys, I've been able to get a lot of things done this way, okay? And it's beautiful because you don't feel like you're working, okay? Not only are you, when you're aligned with your purpose, when you're aligned with yourself and with what you're supposed to be doing, right? It doesn't feel like you're working. When you're creating something, it doesn't feel like work, right? And so, and also because you took inspired action and you didn't force yourself to work, for example, I don't know, like when you felt like sleeping, right? When you didn't force yourself to work when you really didn't want to, right? I think that's a more human way of living and existing. It's more human rather than working 40 hours or more than 40 hours a week, being forced to work, right? And not wanting to come to work, right? Hating Mondays, I don't know, and having 2 days to recover from that work, right? Which is not enough anyways, right? And so that's not a good way to work, okay? And most of us are not supposed to work. We're not supposed to be working this way. It only benefits those at the top who are getting the golden showers from us, right? And so they're benefiting from you, and you are essentially a slave, and so it is good that things are changing, and you know um, things are changing in around this area, right? And yes, people don't want to work anymore, but I think what they mean is that they don't want to work this kind of schedule, Okay, they don't want to work this kind of schedule because it doesn't suit us as human beings, right? It doesn't give enough room to just be, and to just do nothing, and to just ponder about the experiences that we've had, and maybe grow during those moments, right? And change and improve, or working on improving, or just digesting whatever, right, information that was presented to us, whatever experiences were presented to us, right? And so yeah, it is important to consider that we're like seasons. We because of our different energy levels, and because of because inspired action doesn't always come, right? Inspiration doesn't always come every single day, right? um, you shouldn't be taking action every single day, technically, right? And so yeah, I think it's important as a human being to set up your schedule and your day and your life even, uh, around, and consider those things about us as human beings. you know it's important to set it up so it is to our advantage, right? And also one more thing, right, is that God wants you to create. God wants you to take action. God wants you to create and to do, right? To take action, rather than just not doing anything, right? Procrastinating. That's also not, you can have faith, right? But you can just sit around and do nothing, and just wish that things would be different, right? Like if you're unhappy in your life, right? If you're constantly struggling with something, right? Maybe a lack of funds, maybe a lack of time, right? Then you need to reevaluate. You need to sit down and reevaluate, and to see where you, and maybe come up with a list of things that you can change, right? Or that you can uh, you know you have to come up with a list that will allow you to have more free time, will allow you to have more money, and so on, right? And so sometimes, like I said, and moments like these, they just require solitude and being on your own, right? And just being, right? And so because we're so busy nowadays, right? Especially in the Western world, where we're not even we can't even have any free time to ourselves, right? To even reflect on anything that we're doing. That's a big problem, okay? Because we are, at the end of the day, we are here to, and of course it's done for a purpose, right? It's done for a reason. It's done on purpose, right? But um, yeah, these moments, like I said, they are extremely important. They're imperative, and by reflecting, we can also make some changes, much needed changes in our lives, right? And so yeah, I just wanted to discuss this today, guys. And like I said, God wants you to create. God wants you to start um, taking inspired action, heart-led action, and this will ultimately help us build a better world. And people are already building so many amazing things that are innovative, right? That are going to change the way that we do things, the way that we operate, the way that we are sometimes forced to live, right? And that's good, because and we need more of that, right? We need for a lot of these people to, and actually for all of you to step it up, and to take deliberate action, or hard-led action, right? And start creating, rather than consuming also, right? And this way we can change the world for the better. This way we can usher in the new 5D world, right? Where people can, I don't know, like I said, um, they can have a more balanced life. Okay, I don't think we should stop working altogether, because once you're in your purpose, you wouldn't want to do that. You wouldn't want to stop working. Work is good, you know, work is good. You know, a busy mind is a good thing too. You know, there's a reason why when people don't work, they get into all kinds of trouble and they start doing, you know, crazy things, right? They start watching their neighbors maybe, or I don't know, not minding their own business, right? Or I don't know, like getting into drugs or drinking, right? Or going out and partying. And basically, you know, we need to be occupied. Our mind needs to be occupied, and but not, you know, but not just doing mindless, stupid tasks, right? But rather, you know, living out your purpose, right? And as we came here, I believe we all came here to in order to find that purpose, right? But for that, you need to connect to your soul, and then get rid of, you know, you need to get rid of, and in order to connect to your soul, you need to get rid of all the distractions. You need to get rid of, you know, things that are holding you back, right? The people that are holding you back, and you know, the substances that are holding you back, and anything that doesn't align basically with who you are on the inside, right? And so by connecting to your soul, you will find your purpose. Okay, the divine guidance, right? By connecting to your soul, you'll also connect to the divine guidance, and then the divine guidance uh, will guide you to your purpose, will to your soul, okay, to your calling. And that's when you will need to work too, but the work will not feel like work, as cliche as this sounds. The work will feel more like play because you love doing it, because it is yours. Okay, you have found something that is truly yours, you know, and that makes a difference in other people's lives, right? That makes you feel good, and so on, right? And so yeah, God wants you to create. God wants you to, and I'm repeating myself, of course, on this, but it's very powerful, right? God wants you to create. He wants you to work too, but He also wants you to play, because by playing, by smiling through play, right? Um, you you glorify God. You know, you glorify God, and you spread joy. You spread joy, you know. And of course, a lot of people will hate to see you happy, because it doesn't reflect, uh, you know, their inner hell. You know, unfortunately, right? And so, but it doesn't matter, shine anyways, you know, spread that joy, be happy, dance around, right? And play, 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 play. It's, you know, work, just work, even the work that you're doing, um, you know, even the work that you're meant to be doing is nothing without play also, okay? Because you need that balance, you know, and it helps build character too, right? Work teaches you so much, right? You learn so much through work, and you learn so much through play, and we need a balance, a really, really good balance of that, okay? And so, yeah, the disbalance, right? Working, 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 working too much. And we're seeing this too, and we're seeing this right now, right? The disbalance and not doing enough of being and reflecting, right? Is causing a lot of us to break down, right? And to go mentally ill, and to just collapse, right? Over time, you can only keep this kind of lifestyle up for so long until you break down, right? And this is what's happening. People are just exhausted. People are tired. People don't want to work because they're not doing the work that they're supposed to be doing, and because they're barely surviving, and of course because they're exhausted, they don't have enough time to play and to rest and to be. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more videos, okay?